Hi guys, it's me, Tonic TZW, and it is very much the weekend. This is a game that I played while taking a break from the housework on Saturday afternoon, and I honestly do wish that somebody would just kill me now, because the standard of gameplay at high tiers is frankly abysmal, and this turned into an initial thoughtfully tactical positioning play of the game into a I'm so pissed off with everybody right now, I'm in a complete rage and I don't care if I die because the game is lost and there's no way in hell that we are pulling back from this. Now, there is a guy in a Le Fantasque here. I believe his player tag is something like Thought Killer. If it's not Thought Killer, it is Thor Tequila. And I can't think of a stronger drink than Thor Tequila, because if it's in a bottle the shape of Mjolnir, then nobody's going to be able to pick it up and pour a drink. But we'll get to that in a second. But he is owed, should I say, a public apology on this one, because I'll explain why when we get to that section of the game. But looking at how this is map played, I know that everybody just stacks up behind islands. So I'm thinking, if I can lead by example and push in a little bit and move forward, that perhaps it could encourage other members of the team to move forward, to support, to push forward in force and take the fight to red team, instead of sitting back like a bunch of nuns at a garden tea party waiting for the Lord Jesus to come down and save them. Because there's absolutely no saving the majority of players in this game. They shall go to hell and burn in hellfire and brimstone for all eternity for their sins that they have committed in World of Warship Legends. And if it sounds like a rant, it's because it is a rant. Because, guys, once you get up to tier 7, you should have some semblance of how to play the game, especially in a Bismarck with potentially a brawler build. You know, the back of the map isn't really the place you want to be. If I had a Bismarck with me, we'd be a much more powerful brawling combination. But we have got a guy here pushing forward. Is this the Bismarck? I'm not sure. But what is he doing? He's putting shots on. There's a Vladivostok down there. I'm trying to cover that smoke screen. Now, as I said, I owe an apology to this guy in Le Fantasque, because I messaged him and I said, if you'd have run that destroyer down into a smoke screen, I had guns on, I was covering, and we could have just blatted him off the map. But I was mistaken. It wasn't the Summers that was in the smoke screen. It was the Friesland. And he was more than within his rights not to run the Friesland down in smoke, because the Friesland has sonar. We could potentially have still taken out that Friesland and he could have saved some hit points using the main battery reload booster that I think the Le Fantasque has. But it wasn't to be, so he's going to sail past. He's going to put Torps back through that smoke screen. I'm going to put 2 turrets at the Iowa, and that Minnesota is just going to sit there the entire friggin' game, much like the majority of blue team, who are going to sit still, or they are going to run in and commit total suicide. But I get lucky because the Iowa, it appears, had HE loaded. So I'm going to use the fact that he's on a reload now to try and push forward in behind this island. And look, there's the Friesland, and like a good battleship captain, here we go, shots on, and we land some hits, and he then disappears to the Chapayev. So there we go, we've taken care of that DD. But The capture point is a different matter, because look across to the left flank. We have, well, we're now 4 ships down because the cruiser just died, but we lost the destroyer, and that battleship is just sitting back behind his island. And although we're on this capture point, we are well within range and easily spotted by red team, and anybody else pulling this shot on the Vladivostok would have probably deleted it. And I think those shots landed quite well, but we don't get a lot of it. He lands a hit on us, he resets the capture point, and Thought Killer there is just waiting for his torpedoes to reload, I think, as we lose the Kutchesov to a dev strike. Awesome, awesome, absolutely friggin' awesome. So there's myself, and I think it's a Marlborough here. Thought Killer is running in on the Vlad and the Iowa. The Vlad is taking shots at me. I've taken shots at him. We're trying to angle out as best we can, but we're actually heading away from the action. It is 8 ships plays 4, and at this point, even if we make these 2 battleships disappear, I don't think there's any pulling this back, but I've put shots on that Iowa before he takes another hit, so it's a bit of a cheap kill there. But Thought Killer is on the Vladivostok. I think he has 1 set of torps remaining if he gets a turn in. Does he get the turn in? We're watching for the torpedoes, we're watching for what's happening. Nope, he's dead. Did he ram him? His close quarters kill, but there's the Edinburgh, so we know that we have the full division of the Summers, the Rochester, the Georgia, plus that cruiser there in the centre cap. We do hit him for a citadel, and at this point of the game, you know, it's over. There's no way that we are pulling this back. I really don't think there's a way that this game could have been pulled back. I might be wrong. Somebody else might beg to differ and drop something in the comments to say, if you'd have done X, Y, and Z, then perhaps, you know, you might have been able to win it. But the Cleveland is full health. I don't lead him enough here for those shots. But there's another Massachusetts there coming out on the Cleveland, and I don't know what he's going to do, but he is going to get the kill. There we go. Look, we just tickle his tail. But I'm taking fire from the Georgia and from the Rochester, and I know that I'm spotted by planes. And there is that Minnesota still camped out behind that island south of Bay Cap, just where that plane's gone up over there. And this is where the red mist comes down, because at this point, after the way some of the games have been played today, I just went full rage mode, because we lost the Massachusetts. Here come the torpedoes. Even if we're able to kill every other ship on this map, that destroyer would just have a field day with 2 low health battleships, and red team have such a huge advantage that it is not going to be pulled back in our favor. So I'm trying to bow tank the Georgia as best as I can. I'm hoping that those smoke screens aren't going to last forever, but the Georgia puts his full salvo at me, and I think that's it, sunshine, you've turned. It's my turn to play. Goodbye, thank you. That is me, annoyed as hell. But in turning, I'm putting myself out to the Minnesota. He's going to have a full salvo on me. Rear turret of justice goes out as I die, and that Edinburgh is going to be punished too. And it gives us a high caliber with just under 130,000 damage. But 1 ship left in the game. It's the Marlborough. He's burning. He's low health. He's broadside to the Minnesota too. He's got 2 cruisers. 1 cruiser and the destroyer onto him. But here comes a full send, and he is gone. So 3 kills, 131k, shall we say, a couple of medals, and to be honest, absolute tearful disappointment in that one. But I don't play battleships, but I still managed to get top of the board. I don't know what everybody else was doing there, but it certainly wasn't perhaps what we should be doing in tier 7 games. So, rage over, cup of tea I think, and a Kit Kat. But if you want to see more Spud runs, stick around and click one of these links and have a laugh at my expense again, because it's all ships and giggles. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.